But based on where he played in the springtime or summer when they did like summer ball, probably infield somewhere. We're good, Christian. Good evening and welcome to another night here of Benedictine football here on WatchBCSports.com. It is senior night here at the stadium, at Memorial Stadium. The 20 seniors for BC introduced to the home crowd here before tonight's ball game, the regular season finale against Islands High School. And again, most of you probably know the storylines. Benedictine 9-0. Islands, quite frankly, they're 0-9. It kind of speaks for itself. They got small numbers over there. A school that just a few years ago was dressing 60, 70 players for varsity. I think they have 30 dressed tonight, so that kind of tells you a little bit about what they're going through there at Islands. But a chance to finish off a regular season undefeated, which people talk about the back-to-back state championship runs. It's hard to go undefeated still, even through that in the regular season, and the cadets have an ability to do that tonight. And we're glad you're with us here on a Thursday night. Got the lefty, Stevie Powers, here with us again back at home. And Stevie, senior night, of course, at BC, a lot of schools, senior night means, hey, we may not be back here recently. It means you still got maybe one or two more games here at home for BC, but a chance to cap off a perfect regular season tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely a great opportunity for these seniors to finish off their last regular season game in high fashion. They've had a heck of a career, that's for sure, right? On a tear for their third straight state championship, which is something to say. So super excited for these guys. What an opportunity for them tonight.
And again, as you mentioned, these 20 seniors, and again, you don't want to chalk it up, if they make it to the state championship game again, which, by the way, for tuning in, we found out state championship going to be in Mercedes-Benz on December 12th, which is a Tuesday. So if you want to go ahead and think about that. But if they make it to the state championship game, they'll have played 59 games for some of these guys that were on varsity as freshmen, 59 games in a high school career. I mean, the most you could ever possibly play is 60. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. We were just talking about this a few weeks ago with Wilkes Albert having an opportunity to break the tackles record a couple of games ago. And that's a lot of football for these guys. So some of these guys are very experienced. They know as we kind of get into this playoff push, they know what it takes to get there. So it's a lot to look forward to for them.
And again, home games per the folks with Benedictine. No video tonight, so we'll have the audio call for you here this evening. And again, we expect to see tonight. And Stevie, just quite honestly, if you're a cadet who's on a depth chart, second, third string, and you see, hey, we're playing an 0-9 team to finish the season, you got to be pumped this week thinking, hey, I'm going to get some serious PT here.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity for those guys to get out and get some game action, right? Some varsity game action. The JV season ended a while ago for those guys. So for these guys to get out on the field, get some varsity action tonight, it's going to be really good for them.
And again, I know a lot of folks interested in listen to Danny Britt talk about Stephen Cannon, sophomore quarterback, who they're really excited about. He will most likely be the quarterback next year after Luke has graduated, and was talking to him earlier today, and he said, hey, the young man's got arm talent. He can spin the football. And just to kind of tell you, did the QB circuit this summer, and he's already got an offer to play college football, and I think he's taken I'm pretty sure he's taken less than 50 snaps at BC, all in the backup role, and hasn't really had to throw the ball. So that gives you an idea of his arm talent and what they expect next year when he becomes a junior.
I'll tell you what, I get the opportunity each week that we're out here to go on the field before the game and watch these guys warm up. And watching Stephen Cannon throw the football is special. He can spin it. His ball looks so similar to Luke's coming out of his hand. And, obviously picking up offers before he takes his first varsity snap is pretty awesome. So
it'll be Connor Ferguson to kick it off. They will kick it left to right. BC in the traditional home unis, white pants with the maroon tops, white numbers, and that maroon helmet. Islands has the gray pants, white tops, black numbers, black helmet, all trimmed up in that teal that they like to wear. And Connor Ferguson will kick it left to right here to get things started against, again, Islands. Not a whole lot of numbers there across the way, so they'll have some guys going both ways. And again, it'll be the end of what I know has been a long season for them, and they put in a lot of work. And people talk about, hey, you're 0-9. Hey, they put in just as much work as BC has. It just hasn't come to fruition for them. And kudos to those guys sticking it out in today's day and age where you're 0-9. A lot of people say, I'm just going to take it to the house. And here they are one more time in 2023. Kick's going to come down at the 5. across the 10 and brought down at the 12. Nice open field tackle. That's one of those seniors, Sam Gross, and Islands already going to be backed up at their own 12-yard line. Great kick coverage that time by the Cadets.
Yeah, really good. I like what you said there with Islands. Definitely hats off to those guys. Obviously, anytime you're 0-9, man, it's not something that you really are excited about or look forward to or anything like that. I mean, looking across the way, there's not many fans in their stands and all that good stuff, but hats off to these kids for sticking it out, keep going to work each week, and putting forth their best effort.
Quarterback's going to be a sophomore. I believe Chet Bachman, 6'4", 185. And he's a young man. Throw it around a little bit. Islands runs one of those read option spreads that we see a lot across football these days. He'll start out with 4 wides into formation. He'll take the snap, boy, all in his face, and almost intercepted out there by Houston Jackson. Who was that? Arion Guyton just came through untouched that time. And I think when you look at the scouting report, BC really thinks they're going to eat up front in a big way tonight against the Islands offensive line.
Yeah, our defensive line is obviously we are definitely in the positive when it comes to this matchup. They've done a phenomenal job all year getting to the quarterback. They just need to keep doing that, make them get the ball out quick and get their guys down quickly.
And again, last week against Wayne County, really played well against a big offensive front and were very disruptive in that ball game. Week before against Southeast Bullock, very disruptive as well. So 2nd down and 10 just underway here at Memorial Stadium on a Thursday night, final regular season game. Here's the inside give, and that's going to go for about a yard. I think Big Tank Thomas and Arion Guyton got the mitts on him that time. That is going to be, I believe it was Dominic Jackson, so maybe a yard. Will be 3rd down and 9.
Anytime this defensive line can get to the quarterback, we've seen it week in and week out. When we don't get to them, especially against these better teams, they beat us. They beat us in the seam routes. They beat us up the middle, whatever it may be. But when we get pressure on the quarterback, it takes so much of the pressure off of our defensive backs, which obviously results in a win for our defense.
So 3rd down and 9. Obviously, Island's in no hurry here. They're going to try to hold on to it as long as possible. A beautiful night for football here, late October, Halloween around the corner, full moon at the stadium tonight. So
going to get a flag here.
Yep, not going to get the play off. And did Deshaun Prendup get a timeout? He did. So Island's going to take a timeout. And again, I think just trying to hold on to the ball as long as possible and got a little too slow that time in the offensive play calling. Going to be 3rd down and 9 coming out of the timeout. But here you are, Stevie, BC 9-0, chance to be 10-0 tonight. You start looking at the next stretch of the season, which is the playoffs. Going to have at least 1, probably 2 home games guaranteed. Is this when it sits in? If you're a senior, you're like, okay, we thought we would do this all the time, but now the next time you play, it really could be
that feeling like it was yesterday and going through the playoffs. And, my first 2 years as a starting quarterback, my sophomore, junior year, I remember that feeling of losing and stepping on the field and hey, man, this might be our last time and, walking away with an L. But then that last year going off with a win, man, it's the best feeling in the world. These guys have experienced it. We have a lot of guys who have rings, who know what it feels like to win a state championship. So hopefully they'll get that opportunity this year as well.
All right, we're out of the timeout. 10:56 to go here in the first. Bachman in a shotgun. 3 wide here to the near side. Straight drop. Looks over the middle. Has a man in and out of his hands. A little too strong. Couldn't hang on. That was number 18. Wallace over the middle. Incomplete. So BC goes 3 and out defensively. And BC is going to get the ball in a great field position. As it is Makai Williams standing well in Islands territory. He awaits the punt.
Really windy night tonight as well, so going to be tough in this special teams game.
It's blowing straight across towards us. Offsides against BC, so the Cadets are going to give them free 5 yards. Still not enough for the 1st down. But the wind, if you look across the way, kind of swirling. It looks like it's blowing straight in across the way. We're looking east here on the home side. Isaac Castillo is going to do the punting. And he'll move up on his own 5. And a low wobbly kick. It's going to hit and take a Islands bounce into BC territory, and they'll check it up at the Cadet 40. 48-yard line. So great field position here for BC as they start their first drive, and Luke Cromenhawk leads the offense out. And again, you got a number of seniors here on offense. No Bryce Baker playing tonight, but again, you would expect after playing Wayne last week and getting Islands this week, a crisp performance going into the off week is what you would hope for.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those things right here for the starters. Hey, let's get in, let's get out, right? Let's do what we can, get to the off week, get ready for the playoffs, but need to be crisp here. Need to make it look like we're an experienced team.
So cadets come out. Luke will go under center to start things off. And he'll give it end around. This is going to be Ack Edwards. He'll work into Islands territory at the 49. And Ack, certainly a kid who's been through a lot. A couple years ago, suffered an injury in the preseason game and missed an entire year. And shown good resilience to stay at it. So give Ack about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And they'll bring in Nasir Samuel next to Luke out of a shotgun. A little give to Nasir, working near side, and runs over a man, and still dragging and pushing inside the 40 to the 38. That's going to be a first down. And so BC doing what they need to do here early, and they're attacking that right side.
Yeah, I think it's one of those matchups that we feel like we're going to win on the front line here. So just keep pounding the ball and getting that rhythm.
4 wides here for BC, 1st and 10. Driving here early. Luke winds up, pass caught. LaDon Bryant makes a man miss. Jumps inside the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line. And that'll be a gain of about 8 on first down to bring up 2nd down and 2. Cadets working left to right here in the first quarter.
These are the games where you really want to get the offense going early and run those plays that you know are going to be there. Try to get your quarterback and your offensive line going.
And that was a good rhythm route there for Luke. Winds it up. He'll throw it to the back corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Flag comes out. Going to be pass interference as Islands had a couple of guys all over Bubba Frazier working up the left side, and again kind of showed off the arm strength. Stevie, talk about that. They run from the near sideline, near hash, and Luke just kind of flicks it up back pylon to the opposite side of the field, and that is not a short throw to me.
No, he's standing on our own 35. So, I mean, what is that, about a 45-yard throw?
Yeah.
And, he just flicks the wrist. I mean, it doesn't even look – it's effortless, which is special to watch.
So that'll be half the distance and a first down here for the Cadets. And they'll put 4 wide out to the left. LaDon Bryant soloed up here to the near side. Luke all by himself. He stands at the 20, takes the snap. He's looking, got all kinds of time. And he'll wind up, find a man, Rashawn Matthews, touchdown. Luke Cromenhawk, 17-yard touchdown pass to Rashawn Matthews. And BC's on the board, 6-0. All kinds of time for Luke there.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line. That was definitely the touchdown given to them right there, because that was a great job by them holding up that D-line and giving Luke plenty of time to find it.
9:20 to go. Yeah, I was just about to make a comment about the offensive line and what they've done here this year. Connor Ferguson will tack on the point after. And it is kind of a wobbly line drive, but through there and good. 9:20 to go. BC up 7-0 here on WatchBCSports.com.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron-On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
Here to Memorial Stadium, Cadets are on the board early. A 17-yard hookup. Luke Cromenhawk to Rashawn Matthews has got BC up 7-0. And Stevie, I was going to say the offensive line has done a good job all year long because BC will run those 5 wide sets. That means you got 5 guys, in some cases blocking 5 guys, trying to keep your quarterback clean, and they've done a good job of that for a great stretch of the season.
There's been some cases where we've got 5 guys trying to block 6 or 7 when guys are blitzing, and they've done a fantastic job. And also Luke's done a great job of recognizing who's coming and what he's got with his pre-snap reads and getting the ball out quickly as he needs to.
Connor Ferguson boots it left to right, and that's going to hold up in the wind. Nope, it's not. It's going to go into the end zone. I thought maybe it would look like it kind of died as it was going up in the air, but it carries on back there, and another touchback. And, again, that continues the good work by Connor Ferguson that he's done on kickoffs this year. And his touchback rate has been phenomenal, as you kind of come to expect over the last couple of years with BC. And now that'll put Islands 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 9:20 to go here in the first. And again, a lot of storylines still not yet done here with this BC crew. Again, 20 seniors honored before the game, including Luke Cromenhawk going to Florida State. And what do we have? Somebody moved on Islands. That'll back them up 5 yards. Will be 1st and 15. Wilkes Albert is the team's all-time leading tackler in cadet history, and that number grows week after week after week as he continues to play. So you talk about setting something that might be unattainable to catch. He's going to be over 400 tackles for his career by the time he's done.
I don't know if that will ever be broken. I got to be honest. Unless they extend the high school football season, I don't know if that will ever be broken.
Bachman in a shotgun. BC bringing the pressure. Boy, look at Tank Thomas just moved 2 guys back. And BC's going to get there, and that's a Tank Thomas, Cam Cody sandwich back there at the 5, and Bachman never had a chance. Well, you talk about the raw strength, Stevie Powers. Tank Thomas took 2 guys and just shoved them straight back for about 10 yards.
Yeah, he's pretty strong, right? I mean, unbelievable. Very, very strong athlete.
So it'll be 2nd down and Whitmarsh Island to go here for Islands. They are way back there at the 6-yard line. They got to get out to the 30 for a 1st down. 8:40 and counting here in the first. Again, for those looking ahead, BC in this region will be matched up against Region 2, which is Peach. And, look, again, they try to inside give, and Cadet's going to shove it back. Forward progress will go out to the 3-yard line, so back them up another 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a country mile here for Island. So Peach County, who I think is also undefeated, that region, Baldwin, Westside Macon, I think, is heard some folks speculating. They think that's who BC might play in the first round, but a very good region there in Middle Georgia.
Yep. A lot of good football across the state of Georgia. It's always fun getting into those playoff times when we're playing teams that you're unfamiliar with,
right.
And the atmosphere becomes electric. No matter if you're on the road or at home, it's just a lot of fun to be a part of.
So 3rd down and a long ways. Here's Bachman in the end zone. They'll run a little bubble screen at the goal line out to the 5, and that'll do it. Out about the 6-yard line. That's Wilkes Albert again with the tackle, and now Islands will have to punt again. So another 3 and out for the BC defense. Don't know that we'll see Luke Cromenhawk play defense tonight for BC. He did last week. I was talking to Danny Britt about that. Stevie, just kind of give you the idea, and you were well familiar with his philosophy. I said, hey, saw Luke kind of go in there and lowered his shoulder on the big running back last week, and he's like, hey, I'm not going to tell him not to be him. Like, that's why he's out there.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to watch Luke play basketball, but he is not scared of contact.
Makai Williams at the 37, going to take a hit, still on his feet at the 40, and he got shoved back. He'll jump right into the 36, 35-yard line. So kind of got stood up and made a little something out of it there at the end. So BC 1st and 10 from the Island's 35-yard line here on their 2nd possession.
Yeah, no, Luke is extremely physical, super fun to watch. Got the opportunity to watch him play basketball for the past couple of years as well, which obviously this year he won't be doing as he goes on to his next venture at Florida State. But, a phenomenal athlete, really awesome, but you don't really see quarterbacks as physical as he is anymore, and that's really something fun to watch. And I know that sparked that defense last week as well, seeing their quarterback, their guy, the face of this program right now, back there playing safety and getting physical.
I know a lot of coaches shy away from that, and
yeah,
Coach Britt said why do I want to take away what makes him a good player?
Right.
First down, here's Luke looking. He'll sling it out, Ack Edwards. And Ack's inside the 35 to 30, runs over a man there, the 25, 20, 15 at the left side, 10, 5, still pushing Island Sharks inside the 5 to the 3, and a first down on a great catch and run from Ack Edwards.
Ack is just such a physical player. Like you said, I mean, just the heart that he has coming back after a tough injury a couple years ago, and as much work as he's put in over the last couple of years, he's just become such an impact player for this program, and just he's so fun to watch and a guy you really cheer for. So happy to see all the success for him.
That's ready to go. First and goal. They mark it back at the 4. Under center. And Luke will give it into round, and that's going to be a touchdown. That's Ack Edwards again. And Ack gets on the board.
Man, right there.
So give Ack Edwards the score. It's 13-0. BC, 6:10 to go here in the first. And again, this is what you want to see from the Cadets last year. They kind of went to Islands, kind of messed around a little bit. It was 14-3 at halftime, and Coach Britt said, we're not wanting to do that again, where you just let a team hang around. And tonight, so far, 2 3-and-outs, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns on offense, and Connor Ferguson drills it right through, and you're up 14-0 halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, I was at the game last year at Islands, man. Let me tell you, it was definitely a lull of the first half, but luckily we came out in the second half and took care of business, but off to a great start tonight, doing a really good job.
It's 14-0. We step aside here on WatchBCSports.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
At Walker Jones, new 2024 Chevy trucks are arriving daily, and the 23s must go. Like this beautiful iridescent white pearl tri-coat Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country. Price to move. And Walker Jones is the home of the lifetime warranty at no extra cost to you. Chevy, find new roads. Walker Jones Chevrolet, Memorial Drive in Waycross, and online at WalkerJonesChevy.com.
Get the best deal from Walker Jones.
Stadium. Connor Ferguson will kick it off again. Third time already for Connor. Left to right, he'll put his foot into it. It's going to go up the left hash and come down at the 2-yard line, out across the 5, 10, 15, and run out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. And that's where Islands will take over.
That might be the first time I've seen Ferg not hit every single ball into the back of the end zone. I know he's definitely the first game that I've watched him where he's missed 2 of them. Obviously, the wind's a lot of a factor tonight, but he's such a special weapon, as a kicker. To have that in high school football is a blessing.
6:04 to go here in the first quarter. BC up 14-0. As Bachman going to be in the shotgun. Bachman looks near side and underneath too short. He was trying to see who it was intended for over there. Looks like maybe Zachary Brown. And Bachman's got guys in his face as soon as he's getting the football. BC is getting back there. Second down and 10 here for the Sharks. Bachman, the sophomore, straight drop here looking, has a man. It's going to be almost intercepted. Houston Jackson maybe a half step slow reacting to it, or he would have picked that off. And you can tell Bachman, after the last series, has got the happy feet. He's like, I got to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, he's getting rid of it quick, which those are the ones you want back as a DB, man. Those are the stat patterns right there.
So third down and 10. Island's trying to get lined up. On third down. Twins either side. BC with a 4-man front. Bachman takes the snap. He'll give straight ahead, and that goes nowhere. Pretty much everybody. Larson Little in there. Third, Scroggins, Cam Cody, they all got a hit in there, and it'll be a loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 4th down, and Island's going to punt the football again. So I think officially, even after the penalty they got on the first possession, now Island's working on negative yardage here for the game here in the first quarter. And BC about to have their 3rd possession of the night. And a line drive punt is going to chase back Mekhi Williams. He'll let it go, and Island's roll will go all the way down to the 38-yard line. So BC will start there. Worst field position of the night. Their own 38 to start, which is normally not too bad.
Yeah,
if you're doing that. So offense has really performed well, and that's what you want. You want to feel good going into the off week. A chance to get healthy. Bryce Baker not playing tonight. Zach Maxwell's been out a couple of weeks, and Coach Britt saying those guys should be ready to go in 2 weeks for the playoffs. So,
yeah, talking to the coaches before the game about both those guys and just taking those precautionary weeks off, which I think is great for us and our future. So, hope those guys get back soon.
Here's Croman Hawk to start the 3rd drive of the night. Here's the give. This will be Nasir Samuel. Gets the corner turned at the 40. This one's coming back. I think they're going to get, I don't know if it was Ack or whoever's one of those guys coming around the right side. I think grabbed the defensive end, and you can see turned him
it's going to be on
90 degrees.
Yeah, Ack got him on the shoulder pad there. Gave him a little bear hug. Nothing wrong with that. Just he got caught.
Yeah, you got to let go at some point.
Right.
So it'll be 1st and 15. Oh, it's from the point of the hold. So because he was in the backfield, they'll put it back at the 27 or 28-yard line. So that'll make it 1st and 20. 4:41 to go here in the first. Snap to Luke. He throws it near side. Caught LaDon Bryant, 35. Tried to hop step, but stepped out of bounds. Back up at the 37. A gain of 9. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. So got half of it back almost there on 1st down.
Still loving the route combinations that we're running right now. Just getting some curl routes in, a little pitch and catch routes. Those are perfect right now for what we're trying to work on, right? Getting that chemistry, kind of building that offense and that rhythm as we move forward into the playoffs.
This year, motions out left to right. Luke with the snap. Croman Hawk. All kinds of time. In that pocket, he'll work near side. Winds up, has a man. Caught LaDon Bryant. What a catch. Over the top of the defender. That's in Island's territory at the Sharks' 46-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. Boy, Luke put that where it had to be, and LaDon literally picked it off the defender's helmet for a catch.
Yeah, no, he put it where the defender couldn't get it, right off his helmet, right off the backside of his helmet, and LaDon with a great catch, great focus, great pitch and catch.
4:24 in the first. Cadets hurry up to the line. And here's the give inside. Nasir Samuel waits on the blocking, turns the corner 45. And at the 40, lowers the shoulder, shoved out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Give him 7 on 1st down. And again, offensively, things look pretty smooth outside of the one penalty. So here's 2nd and 3. Luke going to take it. All kinds of time, still looking. Now runs here to the right. Luke's going to tuck it, 35, get hit out of bounds. That's a 1st down, and a flag comes out. Are they going to get Islands for late hitting Luke out of bounds? I thought that was kind of close, but personal foul against Islands. And so that'll be a free 15 for BC.
Those are the ones we got to be careful with tonight. We don't want to have guys getting hit late or falling into any type of dumb injury or anything like that, especially this late in the year.
And not sure what the holdup is. I think you see Deshaun Printup out on the field. He wants to talk to somebody. And Island's going to take a timeout. Their 2nd of the half. Ball's all the way down at the Island's 20-yard line, and this is one where Islands is called timeout, but Deshaun Premp's going to spend most of this talking to the white hat out here on the field about that last call. I think he thought, hey, that's a little ticky-tack close, but as you said, you don't want to have somebody get hurt in the last week of the season on either side.
Right, absolutely. I mean, BC has a lot to lose, and Islands, unfortunately, this year, they don't really have anything to lose at all.
Right.
So, they're just out there playing hard. These guys are. I don't think it was anything intentional, but at the same time, I think both sides are kind of like, hey, we know what's going on. Let's just make sure these guys aren't getting hurt out there.
Try to keep it from getting chippy for no reason.
Absolutely.
So 4:07 to go here in the first. Good to have you along again. BC was talking about this with some folks earlier this week. Cross-country team won the region championship. Raider team is competing, I believe, this weekend for a chance to win a state championship. I joke with somebody, I was like, all BC does is win championships right now.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not a bad thing. I was like, no, it's not.
Not at all.
But every time you turn around, somebody's doing something great here with BC program. Here's a nice pitch and catch. Nasir Samuel at the 2. Caught that in traffic and reached ahead. That'll be a first down. Another laser beam from Luke Cromanhawk to Nasir Samuel. And they had Nas run the little wheel route there, and it's 1st and goal. I would imagine we might see number 17 go straight ahead on this one. Nope. Going to stay out in the shotgun. And here's the snap. They'll give it to Nas, and he'll get a touchdown. So
they're rewarding him again.
So you have Aka Senior's got a touchdown. Rashawn Matthews with a touchdown. Nasir Samuel's got a touchdown tonight. So 3 of your senior playmakers all with touchdowns here in the first quarter. It's 20-0 BC.
Really good start. Offense. I mean, this is exactly what you want to come out and do. Just play to your speed, play to your pace. Don't play down to your opponent by any means, and BC's done that. They've done a great job on defense, getting off the field, 3 and outs. Offense is turning into points every time.
Connor Ferguson with the point after. And Island's offside, so they'll move it close, and we'll just do it again. Are they going to go for 2? And they're going to mark it off from the 2 to the 1. Looks like the offense is huddling up. I think they're going to go for 2 here. And you got, looks like I don't think we've seen this. Wilkes Albert coming out there. Looks like Cam Cody's going to be out there.
Oh, yeah, this is the goal line package.
A lot of big bodies. So Cam Cody is in at fullback, if you will.
There's a lot of guys on the right
side. They'll run
the
toss here to the near side, and that's going to be 2-point conversion. Rashawn Matthews, 22-0 BC. And that was a lot of beef running to the right side.
A lot of beef.
I thought maybe they might have given it to Cam Cody, putting him out there, but no, lead blocker and Rashawn Matthews gets the 2-point conversion. 22-0 is the score here on senior night. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Memorial Stadium, 2:58 to go here in the first. 22 BC, and Connor Ferguson kicking it off for the 4th time already here tonight. So you know things are going good when you've kicked off 4 times in the first quarter.
That is right.
And this one will reach the end zone again. This will be a touchback. And Islands will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. And again, I think Islands negative yards offensively tonight. I think their best kind of down and distance was 4th and 5 when they punted in their first possession. And everything else has gone backwards since then.
Yeah, they're having a rough time moving the ball in this big defensive front, but can't fault them. It's been tough for some other teams this year as well. We've done a great job on that D line, just putting pressure on the quarterback.
So here's Bachman, the Sharks quarterback. He's got a running back to his left. He'll take the snap. They'll try a little end around. BC reading that well and going nowhere. Back to the 18. That's Larson Little. Made the initial stop, and it'll be 2nd down and 12. Just strung it out to the edge. They tried to run a little jet sweep with one of the wide receivers, and nothing doing.
Number 32, Will Salvin on the stop for the Cadets. 2nd down, 12.
2.5 minutes to go here in the first. It has been all BC. Haven't seen Stephen Cannon warming up just yet. And don't know how long you want Luke to play. I know there's some, as they run a little flare out, it's going to be incomplete. And now they're going to say incomplete.
All right.
I thought that was maybe behind the line as well. But again, I think normally, Stevie, you hear folks say, hey, coaches will say, hey, if we get ahead, want to go in, come out of the locker room and do it. But again, I think BC, a very skilled football team. I don't know if that necessarily applies if you get up enough in the first half that you say, hey, we need to go and work on coming out of the locker room and play. These guys have played a lot of football at this point of the season.
No, they have. They've played a ton of football. I still think, there's some things that they need to work on, again, because next week is a bye.
Right.
And then you start the first round of the playoffs. So I still think there's a couple more things that they want to do, they want to see as coaches.
So it's 3rd and 12. Bachman in the shotgun. And a little inside give. 3rd Scroggins. Cam Cody, Jeremiah Thomas, they all ate him up right there as soon as he got it, and that goes nowhere. Going to lose a couple of yards.
We've heard Cam Cody and Jeremiah Thomas a couple times tonight already, right?
And they are just moving bodies left and right. So 4th down and about 16, and Island's going to punt the football again. And it's going to be Isaac Castillo punting for the 4th time. And a high snap gets it back in the end zone. Quick kick, a line driver. Going to hit and take a high bounce to Williams. Just inside BC territory, he'll run it ahead up the right side to the 45 before he's brought down. And that's where BC will take over.
Island's kicker is doing everything he can to get us back. I mean, he's done a really good job. He's probably had a couple 45, 50-yard punts, but when you're standing on your own goal line, it's hard, hard to pin him back.
So the offense back out there again. Luke in a shotgun to put trips up top of the formation. One receiver here to the near side. The give. Nope, they'll fake it. Underneath bubble screen is caught by Bubba Frazier. 45-40. Look at that speed. 35-30. Breaks a tackle. 25 and brought down at the 24-yard line in a 1st down. Going to be a gain of 21 there on the hookup to Bubba Frazier.
Bubba Frazier's got that extra step of speed, man. He is very, very fast and is electric when he gets the ball in his hands.
Andrew Trammell comes in at tight end. And here's the snap. Luke's got all kinds of time. Throws it back quarter of the end zone. Matthews caught. Touchdown. Got 2 feet in. What a catch. What a throw. An absolute pinpoint location from Luke Krobelhawk. And Rashawn Matthews with the tippy toes in the back of the end zone. And BC scores again.
That was a phenomenal throw and catch right there. Really, really good.
And again, that was one that was not lobbed in there. It was put right on the money. And BC up 28-0. 49 seconds to go here in the first. Connor Ferguson with the point after. Out of the hold of Houston Jackson, and it is right through there and good. 29-0. BC out in front. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature and wood smoking meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Yeah, I got something going on with like the hamstrings and back.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 49 seconds to go here in the first. Luke Cromenhawk with a couple of touchdown passes. Zach Edwards with a rushing touchdown. Nasir Samuel with a touchdown. And Connor Ferguson to kick it off for the sixth time here in the ball game. That one's going to be drilled deep and into the end zone once again. And it'll come out to the 20, 1st and 10. BC got the starting unit still out there on defense. And so far, Islands has negative yardage, no first downs, and has been behind the sticks pretty much all night long. Here in this one, again, next week, an off week for the Cadets. It's a region off week, so a lot of people say, well, did you just plan that before the playoffs? No, it's a region off week. So Wayne and Burke County will have off weeks. I think New Hampstead's going to make the playoffs. They'll have an off week for some playoff prep. Here's an inside give. Oh, my goodness. Andrew Trammell just met the running back right there in the backfield. And that's going to be another loss of about 3. And nobody blocked number 26. And Dylan Bradley's got tough sledding going back there, the running back.
I think New Hampstead's been one of those teams that's really shocked some people this year. I mean, Truo, their quarterback, is a phenomenal player and what an athlete. They've got some pretty good wideouts as well to go along with it. So, pretty good team.
Yeah, Island's going to let this run down to end the first quarter. We'll walk it to the other end. BC leading at 29-0 here over Islands. We're coming right back for quarter number 2 here on WatchBCSports.com.
Do you have what it takes to be the next all-star QB? Drop in the bucket. Nothing but net. That's right. Show your swagger. Grab your friends or play yourself at the beach, tailgating, anywhere. Test your skills. Take the challenge and see if you're the next all-star QB. Available in select sporting goods stores and at allstarqb.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Kevin Thomas alongside me, Stevie Powers, here for the final regular season game. Of course, BC will be back here in 2 weeks for the playoffs, but senior night tonight here at Islands, and the Cadets lead it 29-0 and have just done whatever they wanted to, quite frankly, here tonight in this ball game. They lead it 29-0 and have held Islands pretty much in check offensively all night long. They haven't really done anything.
No, they haven't. They've had some tough sledding definitely in that first quarter, but BC's done a great job of doing what they're supposed to do offensively and defensively. They've controlled the game. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and they just got to keep working on things and building towards that playoff push.
So here we go to start the second quarter. Snap to Bachman. He's looking, throws near side. It's going to be caught out towards the 20, making a man miss. Now the gang tackling shows up. Wilkes Albert there alongside Arion Guyton and more. That was going to be complete to Dylan Bradley. And some positive yardage there for Islands. Going to be 3rd down and 7. Clock rolls at 11:30. Here's Bachman in a shotgun, trips up top of the formation. Sharks still trying to get set. Now they're ready to go. And here's the snap.
Oh,
Bachman over the middle, going to be incomplete. And he took a shot. Not sure who got it. Maybe it was Sam Gross coming off the right side.
he came unblocked, and he popped that quarterback pretty good there.
And that'll force Islands to punt the ball once again. Makai Williams is back deep for BC. He stands at the midfield stripe. Do we have a new punter here for Islands? It looks like we do. Looks like it's going to be number 11, Devin DeLeon. High snap. He'll punt it straight up the elevator shaft and out of bounds here on the near sideline. Let's see where they walk it off at. It hit over in the BC bench. Still going at the 39 of Islands. And he went for the rugby-style punt, and when he did, it went straight up and not a lot of distance. So great field position here for BC to start the second quarter.
I always wonder when that happens, when they kick those high punts, like how they figure out where the ball crosses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you looking at a shadow of the ball? I mean, I don't get that. Even especially in the NFL, where these guys are kicking it so high up in the air. I mean, when they shank it, man, it's up there.
Yeah, a guesstimation, I guess.
Right.
So Cromanok will bring out the BC offense, and he'll take the snap. This is going to be DeBerry Green at the 30, cuts back outside, 25 at the 20, trying to still get more. 15, cuts all the way back at the 15-yard line, at the 10, at the 5, and he is in for the touchdown. DeBerry Green. Stevie, it'll go down as 39 yards, but I think he ran about 85 to get that touchdown.
Yeah, we'll call it an 85-yard touchdown run for sure.
He ran from the near hash all the way to the far sideline, and he scored back here on the near hash again when he ran in the end zone. So
I know the field's about, 56 yards wide? I mean, he ran down and back a couple times.
DeBerry Green, cross-country runner apparently at this point. He gets in the end zone here on senior night, one of the 20 seniors. And you can see the guys as Connor Ferguson slaps it through there, and good. 36-0. You can see the guys giving him head slaps here on the near side. Obviously, you get to this stage and they want to get him in the end zone, and it means a lot for these guys that don't get to touch the ball a lot to finally get in the end zone. And I know DeBerry's had a number of chances earlier in the season, and they just couldn't get him in there. Fumbled once going into the end zone, unfortunately, but got to feel good to finally not only get a touchdown, but a 39-yard touchdown run as well.
Man, he worked hard for that one too. I mean, like we said, he ran all the way across the field, came back to the near side here to score, but he earned every bit of that 39-yard touchdown run for sure.
So Connor Ferguson to kick it off again. Just put that on a loop tonight.
I think we're going to start seeing some guys funnel in here.
Yeah, at this point, you're almost up to it's going to be a running clock at this point in the second half. And I know talking to Danny Britt, he wanted to get, especially Stephen Cannon, some significant snaps just to get some reps, some game experience. And here's the kick by Ferguson, and that's going to be, you guessed it, in the end zone. So 1st and 10 out of the 20. And we're going to see some of these guys start to trickle in. Carlton Hall. 7. Transfer from Jenkins. Transferred last year. This week, he passed the 365-day mark since his transfer. So last game of the regular, a sophomore, probably going to be one of those guys you see taking Jeremiah Grader there on that defensive front.
Yeah, he's a pretty physical guy. I mean, definitely something to look forward to for the next couple of years, right? And even to finish out this year, he can definitely help us. So happy for him. At least he gets a chance to compete now, which is awesome.
Out around the 15 by number 10, Carson Curtis. And it looks like one of the Island's offensive linemen. And can't tell who it is, but you hate to see that again the last game. And they are tending to that. Looks like a right ankle area down there, 10:32 to go here in the first half. But looks like BC is going to start.
What we're normally playing. We're playing on a Thursday night. First off, we're not playing. We're playing a team that's had a really down year. They're playing a very good opponent, but that doesn't matter. We still are executing on our end at a high speed. They need to understand what that speed looks like just to do that.
And got some substitutions. Looks like Wilkes Albert's night going to be done. Number 23, James Wise. One of those seniors honored before the game. He's in there at middle linebacker. And I think this might be his first playing time of the season on defense. Little inside give, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Maroon helmets flying everywhere. And that tackle going to be made by number 19, Irvin Jobs. He's a senior. Irvin Jobs, you're starting to see some of these seniors that don't get a lot of playing time out there making plays tonight. So you still have a number of seniors in the secondary for BC, or a number of regular starters, but up front starting to rotate some guys out. And BC just jumped off sides. That was Cam Cody. And a defensive line, all these guys will drop down and knock out a couple of push-ups for jumping off sides. They'll back it up. It'll be 3rd down and 10 after the loss previous. So you've got Carlton Hall in there, Irvin Jobs, Sam Gross, who has played a lot. Trammell in there at middle linebacker. And again, number 23, James Wise in at one of the linebacker spots. DeBerry Green in there on defense as well. Here's the snap to Bachman. Bachman does not have a whole lot of time, and he is going to be eaten up by Cam Cody and then about the rest of the entire BC defense. And it'll bring up 4th down, and Island's going to have to punt the football.
Get a good opportunity to see Stephen Cannon here. Looks like number 12 is going in.
Robert Leonard going to be back to receive this punt. I know we haven't seen him out here. He's 11th grader. And we see a lot of second unit guys out here on the kick unit. So back deep here is Leonard. Let's see if he returns it. Here's the punt. A line driver not going to get a chance to. Oh, he picks it up and he falls on it and gets folded over backwards at the 49-yard line. Maybe it looked like he was going to return it, but the little bobble. And how nervous were you when you got out there for one of the first times and had to touch the football?
Yeah, no, it was. I remember, man, and it was in a game just like this. We're very, very nervous. We're actually playing Brunswick High School of all get out. We're playing at Grayson Stadium on the dirt. All I did, I took 4 or 5 snaps. They were all handoffs. It was 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. But still, man, just I was more nervous in those 4 or 5 snaps than I was in the state championship game, my last high school football game ever. So definitely nerve-wracking, but an awesome opportunity for these guys, especially for these seniors that don't get a lot of opportunities to play in this powerful program. So
you're going to get as you said, we're going to get some Stephen Cannon here in the second quarter, and the coaches speak really highly of that young man. And as we said, he's already got a college offer, and he hasn't started a game yet and has only gotten in. I know Coach Britt kind of expressed some regret. Hey, we haven't done our job at times and put games away where he could get into some more.
Yeah.
But he steps in there. Carlton Jones, who just played on defense, going to be in there at right tackle. So he's going to play both ways, and they're giving some of the varsity or starting receivers still out there for Cannon. So he'll take a throw here. Got it? In and out of the hands, and Bubba Frazier did not help him out. Went right through the hands of Bubba Frazier. And again, this is a move by Danny Britt. You look at it. You bring in Stephen Cannon. You still got starting offensive receivers, and outside of Carlton Hall there at right tackle, everybody else is a starter out there. So you're kind of giving them a look with the first unit here. Here's the snap. Cannon, he'll throw it the other side. Caught Houston Jackson. Jackson going to stutter step now, come back to the near side, trying to make something happen. Still on his feet, and he'll lose a yard back at the 45. So trying to get something going here with the backup quarterback, and so far 1 for 2 and negative 1 yard.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to get the ball out quick and make him complete some of those shorter throws. You obviously don't want a guy coming in, taking his first varsity snaps and throwing the ball 40 yards down the field. So in a 36-0 game, right? So giving him an opportunity to complete some short passes and get his rhythm.
So 3rd and 11. Let's see what they let the young man do here. Here's the snap. He'll take a drop, looking over the middle. Has a little too tall for Rashawn Matthews. Kind of threw it off the back foot there, and I think that's the case. Maybe he's got the adrenaline flowing at about a level 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's a typical first series right there for sure.
7:20 to go. BC going to punt the football. Connor Ferguson will trot out there to punt. And you see, this is what you like to see from a good program. First guy to meet Stephen Cannon as he runs off the field, Luke Krobenhawk, and saying, listen, settle down, and we're going to go move the football.
Yeah, Luke's a phenomenal leader, and obviously he's going to be passing the torch here hopefully in 5 games from now, right?
Nice punt by Ferguson, going to take a BC roll inside the 15, still rolling, and Cadets will touch it up just outside the 10-yard line. So a nice punt there by Connor Ferguson. And we'll try to keep you abreast of all the guys playing. Paul Thompson, the junior, in there on that defensive front. And it looks like Larson Little and Wilkes Albert going to come back out there at the linebacker spot. So it's one of those interesting spots as a coach where you want to rotate some guys in, but I think at times this late in the season you don't want to just put everybody out there that hasn't played, and it gets a little haywire at times. Everybody's like, wait a minute, I don't know what.
Right.
You need somebody out there to still say, hey, you're fine.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to be.
No, I think that they're doing a good job right now. Kind of like you said, leaving some starters in there to get more reps, but then also shuffling in some of those back end guys.
So here's the snap for Bachman. Oh, all in the face and safety. Brought down. Is that a safety? That is Sam Gross. Did they give it to him? They're going to say his knee touched at the half-inch line. So Sam Gross with a sack. And it's second and forever way back there for the Island Sharks.
Got a big game tonight right up the road in Statesboro, right?
Yeah.
Southern Georgia State. Heck of a matchup. I think they're on ESPN2 tonight, too, which is awesome. Might be able to catch the fourth quarter.
That's right. We should have running clock here the way this one's headed in the second half. Coming up here at the half, we'll have a special guest here on the Bernard Williams halftime report. It'll be Jeff Iannone, who I know you are familiar with some of his children.
Oh, yes.
All BC Now alums. Here's a screen pass trying to get out of the end zone. Cadets read it well out towards the 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long for Island. So we'll talk to him about his family connection with BC, a couple of quarterbacks who played here at BC.
Yep.
And Charlie Iannone, who just graduated last year, I think played a little.
Actually went to BC together. So I grew up with the Iannone family out there on Wilmington Island and went to St. Peter's together and Jeff's daughter, Maggie, and I are the same age. She graduated from St. Vincent's and is married to one of my Benedictine classmates as well. So really, really great family, awesome people, and blessed to be able to be a part of their life.
Here's the snap to Bachman, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. Nice catch over the middle, out towards the 20-yard line. Caught by Devin DeLeon. He kind of landed funky on that plant leg. And he is still down on the turf.
Gonna bring up a 4th down and about 4.
And they are taking a look at him down there at the 19. He's kind of up on his knees, still bent over.
Looks like maybe a helmet got him in the knee or something like that. Hopefully it's just a bruise. Nothing too bad. Man, I know that hurts, though.
And he is up, and he's going to hobble off under his own power. And he makes it to the sideline and goes right back down again. So trying to tough it out here. It's going to be 4th and about 3 for Iowa. Offense is still huddled up out there for the Sharks. And now they're going to bring the punt unit out. Clock runs inside 5 minutes here in the first half. Again, I think we've reached the threshold where it'll be a running clock in the second half. Oh, no, the Sharks are going to go for this. So I thought they brought in the punting unit. 4th down and about 3. They need to get to the 23-yard line. And now Deshaun Printip uses the final timeout. And it's, you can see he's kind of frustrated. I think they weren't necessarily lined up the way they wanted them to be. And looks like now they might punt this football away. With 4:20 to go. Again, Cadets will have the week off next week. And then they will host a first-round playoff game right here against someone out of Region 2. And a lot of folks speculating that maybe it's west side of Macon. But that will be determined with another week or so of football around the state. Again, we're here on a Thursday night, so most everybody's got 2 weeks left. So still a lot can be decided in those final couple of weeks. And Islands has decided to punt coming here out of this timeout. Castillo back at the 5-yard line. Low snap, it bounces back there. He gets one off, hangs it up here. And it will hit at the 40 and touched up. Boy, there was a cadet there that almost got hit when it came down.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, that was John Best. He's one of the seniors. He's out there on punt team. And BC is going to get the ball at the Sharks' 42-yard line.
See if Stephen Cannon can get something going here.
And again, I don't think you want a 40-yard bomb, but you'd like to see
complete a couple
7-8-yard route or something that his receivers didn't help him out last time. Maybe feel a little extra juice there in the first half as well.
Absolutely.
4 minutes to go, clock running. And here's the snap to Stephen Cannon. Looks near side, caught by LaDon Bryant. He'll run ahead to 40, 45, 30, 25, 15, 10, and a touchdown. And there's the first touchdown pass for Stephen Cannon, a 43-yard hookup to LaDon Bryant. And, well, there you go. Make a play for him and gets on the board with a big touchdown pass.
Yeah, first of many to come for that young man.
3:40 to go here in the first half. Cadets up 42-0 over the Island Sharks. And now Connor Ferguson to tack on the point after.
Yeah, I'm loving these quarterbacks. I mean, BC's kind of turned into QBU almost with all these guys coming through. But I tell you, I still got my name in some of those records for season and career. So seeing these guys come in as juniors, I feel a little bit better about it, given having only 2 years to break those records rather than my 3. So
point after is good. It's 43-0. You're still safe for another couple of seasons here. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
The honor, The heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC Sports.
Stadium, Cadets up 43-0 with 3:40 to go here in the first half. Connor Ferguson to kick it off here for the Cadets. And the ball fell off the tee. Now Connor will walk it back off again. He'll give it a boot right to left. And this one will hang up on the left hash, come down at about the 5, taken there back towards the middle, 15, 20, 25, and brought down. Excuse me, got a little ahead of myself. Brought down at the 23-yard line. Sam Gross with the tackle on the kick coverage. It'll be 1st and 10 here for Islands. They have yet to make a first down here against this BC defense. And they're starting to rotate some players in here. Jamar Brown, number 88, a senior, in there on defense. He'll come in at one of the defensive back spots. And you got a lot of guys who hadn't played a lot of football here in there. Wyatt Easterbrook, we've seen him get a little bit more playing time here and there as the season has gone on, but still a young unit here for BC out there. Here's the snap. A little bubble screen was dropped, and the Sharks, for as dominating as BC has been defensively, aren't helping themselves.
No, they are not. They've dropped a couple passes. That quarterback's actually thrown a couple really good ones, especially when he's had time to get rid of the football. And they've dropped a couple of them bubble screens out there on the far side.
Clock rolls at 3:15. I guess they've instituted running clock here in the first half of some sort. I imagine the coaches would have had to agree to that. So 3:02 and rolling here. Here is Bachman. A little inside give, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down after a gain of about 2. He's brought down by number 77, Carlton Hall, as we mentioned, who was just recently granted his eligibility after transferring from Jenkins. Also wrapping up was Paul Thompson, junior defensive lineman there for the Cadets.
The real question is, who's going to be the first Benedictine cadet to get an NIL deal?
There you go. I saw we had one this week in the city of Savannah, and I know Danny Britt said, look, I know it's kind of a new area for high school, but he said, all I can say is if they're going to let us do it, we'll just do it better than anybody else. So obviously I'm sure they'll be working on some of those things. But
yeah, that's awesome. Very interesting. Good things to come for these young men.
So here's the snap to Bachman, and he's got maroon helmets all over the place, and he just got rid of it. You had Carlton Hall and looked like Thompson back there again. Also, who was that? Number 19, Irvin Jobs. And Island's going to punt the football, minute 48 and counting. And now we'll see if Robert Leonard, if he gets to return one here. Looked like he was going to last time and just bobbled it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he'll get an opportunity here. Get one of those low liners off this punter's foot.
So Castillo back at about his 12. He'll take the snap. Almost got there. Did BC a little lining punch going to hit off that turf, and there's Leonard picking it up 30, makes a man miss, now comes back to the near side at the 35, 36-yard line, and a nice little return. Maybe let it bounce a little much, but 6-7 yards on the return, and BC will take over from there with 1:07 to go in the first half.
Yeah, that was a couple really good moves. Looks like something's getting a little chippy back here on the It's exactly what we don't need. This is what's going to really frustrate Coach Britt as this game goes on.
And you can see him with the headset off. I'm sure that's the look you don't want to see coming from the sideline. Headset around the neck and the that glare coming at you from the sideline. So now 1st and 10 here for BC at their own 36. And it'll be Stephen Cannon again taking it the rest of the way for the Cadets. Had a touchdown pass to LaDon Bryant his last time out here. And we'll see if they start rotating in some of these offensive linemen. Looks like they're still going with some of the same starters along the offensive front. You're really giving, as you said, Cannon a chance to work with this first unit. Here's the snap. He'll throw it out. This is going to be Matthews at the 40. Stiff arms man at the 45, 50, 45. Oh. Knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
All right, he's good.
But a first down, that was one of those hits on kind of the thigh area, and he went tumbling.
Yeah, I mean, he's hobbling off. Hopefully as a player, you know, you don't really think too much about those kind of hits, especially in the moment. But, man, from up here.
So here's the snap. Cannon will give it. This is Bubba Frazier on a little jet sweep. He'll turn the corner of the 40, 35. Now he'll cut back. He'll run to the near side of the 30. Trying to turn another corner of the 25. And brought down at the 21-yard line. And he ran about 6 miles to get a first down there. And 29 seconds to go here in the first half. Clock starts up again. Running clock here, 25 seconds to go in the first half.
Man, I'd love to see him hit somebody on a seam route right
Cannon
here.
with the shotgun snap. He'll fling it out. Ack Edwards. Ack dancing at the 15 and still on his feet trying to push inside the 15 at the 14. 11 seconds, 10, and did BC call a timeout? No, holding against BC.
Call. Up there on LaDon, I believe. He's not too happy about it.
So they'll mark this off against the Cadets, and they'll put it back out at the 30 of Islands with 10 seconds left. Essentially 9.8 to go in the first half. And I'll see if they start the clock. They do. 8 seconds to see if BC gets one off here before the. Here's the snap. Cannon looking left, throws it. It is caught. Makai Williams, stutter step, makes a man miss. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Stephen Cannon, another touchdown pass, this time to Makai Williams. And BC up 49-0. Right as the final horn goes off and the cannon fires for the Cadets. And that caps off point after 50 piece in the first half. And now Ack Edwards kind of slow coming off. And again, these are things you don't want to see in this ball game. Up 50-0, and I would imagine most of these guys not going to see the light of day in the second half.
No, I would imagine not as well. I mean, they've done their job. They did a great job in the first half, but it's time to pass it on to the younger guys and let them get some action.
So the point after for Connor Ferguson, and 100 put up here in the first half by BC, and they will take it to the locker room. So, Stevie, just a quick recap here. I mean, Luke Kromenhawk looked crisp. That's what you wanted to see. The offense ran the football effectively, and then you go to the backup with Stephen Cannon, who is going to be the future at quarterback for BC. He plays with the first unit. First series, you said it was going to be shaky, but looked very good running the offense in series 2 and 3 that he got.
Yeah, no, again, I think that those adrenaline rushes that you get as your first time out there, first time playing with the starters in an environment like this on a Thursday night under the lights. So the adrenaline rush, but did a really good job at controlling the offense, controlling his emotions, getting the ball out quickly, and letting his players make plays.
We are at the half, BC 50 and Islands nothing. We're coming right back with the Bird Williams halftime report here on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. We also know that every play needs a plan. And if you're running with the best of them, you need the experience of a company that's been around since 1934. Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance proudly support our players and coaches because we know what it takes to build a winning team that you can count on when the game gets rough. Bernard Williams Insurance and Financial Services. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws.
Welcome back here to the Bernard Williams halftime report as we are here at the half, and our special guest here is Jeff Iannone, who has been about as BC could get from what they were telling me here tonight. You are a BC alumnus. You have had about just what that means as a Benedictine. I guess it really is a family experience for you guys.
Sure, it's you know, when you go through school here, you look at it differently. But as a parent, when you come through and you see the kind of quality young men they raise, and you know, my boys have had nothing but great experiences. I mean, fortunately, they've all experienced state championships in football and got to experience Coach Britt. So yeah, certainly we've had nothing but positive experience here.
And again, you talk about the BC family and what that means. Take us back. I know Stevie was saying you played and went to school with his dad here at BC. So again, it's one of those programs and schools where it can go back the generations of my dad, my grandfather, and so on, all are BC folks, and kind of talk about just the bond that creates, not only with you amongst your family, but just all the folks that you've been associated with.
Sure. I mean, we, you know, when we have our reunions, we have at least half the people come back, you know, which is something when you've been out of school as long as we have. But I graduated in '87, and I think there were probably 5 boys in Charlie's class last year that their parents were in my class. So it's, you know, we all kind of have the same, you know, we all went through the same thing. We can relate both as a student and now as parents. And so it certainly keeps us all close.
And again, you look at watching Friday nights, that's been a ritual for you with the quarterbacks, a couple of them. And we were talking, Charlie kind of played, he was Mr. Wherever you need me to play there as well.
Line at the end there. So
yeah, what's it been Friday nights watching your boys be able to come out here and play and wear the maroon?
Sure. So, you know, as I said, they all had such great experiences. So, you know, it was always fun for us. The senior night was always a little bittersweet because, you know it's coming close to an end. But, yeah, no, it's, you know, we didn't know how it would feel. This is our first year in 9 years not having somebody on the field. And, you know, we've kind of adopted the team, and we just keep coming, and we're enjoying that part too.
And you see the success that they've had in the last several years, really growing that brand of football, and obviously it's kind of spilled over to everything. I was joking with Jack Hollins, like all you guys do is to win championships and whatever you guys are set out to participate in here these days. It seems like.
Yeah, they they do a great job, I mean, both academically and athletically. But you look across the baseball team and the basketball team, Final Four, and lacrosse is growing by, leaps and bounds, and soccer's had a history of success. So yeah, it's fun because there's something for everyone at the school, and it seems to be that they strive for top quality no matter what the program is.
Now I'll bring this up, and you mentioned it earlier, but hey, your three sons all went to Auburn as well,
Yes.
so you kind of had that pipeline. BC to Auburn. I know Holden Gerner over there as
Sure.
well, but is that a long time connecting with you guys in Auburn, or is it just the way it worked out?
Well, it worked out that way for me and my wife. We both ended up going to Auburn, and of course, we go to the games and we love going over there. So the fact that they wanted to go there did not hurt our feelings at all. But my daughter, she went to Georgia, and that was all right. She's doing very well. So, it's been a great experience for all of them.
What has it been about, Friday nights and, just that family atmosphere where it seems like, again, athletically and academically, this place is like not many others when it comes to just the memories of Friday night and guys coming back and alumni coming back and saying, yeah, the more it changes, the more it kind of still feels the same on Friday nights here.
Oh, it does. I mean, you walk through the stands and you see people from so many years that and and there's always so much support, so that's the fun part of it. I was watching the kids earlier in senior night, and they're all enjoying playing the game. They're having fun with each other, supporting each other, and they'll remember this forever. So they'll be here 20 years from now doing the same thing.
And you say that it kind of rolls off, but that's not necessarily the case at a lot of places where you say you want to have fun, but there's that pressure to win and do that. And I think Coach Britt has kind of mentioned to me several times. He goes, I try to tell them to stop and enjoy it through all the, hey, we got to do this, and so many people are expecting us to do X, Y, and Z. It's still supposed to be fun. Take a minute to soak it in and enjoy it. And I think a lot of programs, maybe you don't get that, where they say, hey, we got another game. We can't relax. We can't. Like, and here he's like, no, this is high school football. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah, you got to enjoy the process. And I mean, I told all my boys when they were in the state championship game, I said, take some time and look around when you're on that field. I said, you only get to do this once or twice. So, don't shy away and don't get too caught up in just the game.
So Jeff Iannone joining us here at the half, and you were with Abel's Iannone and more, and you help us bring the breakdown, the game plan, the I'm trying to think. It went blank in my mind, but the scouting report. Thank you.
Yep.
Each and every week when we talk to Danny Britt, and I know that's something that you guys are involved with Coach Britt and as the face of the program, and he's been a wonderful guy at that forefront.
Yeah, Danny's been a great representative, and as I mentioned earlier, I feel very fortunate that my boys all got to experience him as a coach, and so him representing our firm has been certainly a positive experience as well.
And that relationship is one I know he's very proud of there as well. And again, I think a lot of times people see him on the sidelines, and then you get him away from the sidelines, and he's not. He is a little bit of that, but he's kind of not that way. He's like, he is very intense in the moment, and then he's very much a personable guy.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't want you telling everybody that he's a nice guy, but
maybe it's just with me because I haven't dropped his pass or missed a tackle or something like that. So maybe it's just with me.
No, you certainly describe him well.
But again, he has brought that standard of excellence there to BC as the football, and to me, it's been fun to watch. And I know you guys have had that relationship with Coach Britt for a number of years. Before we step aside, then we'll let you just talk a little bit about what you guys do. And I know some folks are familiar with you, but other folks in the BC community may not know what exactly you guys are up to.
Yeah, so Abel's Iannone Moore & Associates, we're celebrating our 20th year in business, and we're a fee-only investment advisory firm. So we manage portfolios for individuals, and we're fiduciaries, so we do what's in clients' best interest at all times. So we've got clients in 25 states and 3 foreign countries. So even though we're local, we have a national and somewhat international presence. But whether it's somebody looking to save for college or planning for retirement, or even really rotating into retirement and needing to use those funds, that's kind of what we're there for.
And I know you said all over the globe, and it's been amazing doing this to all the people just in the BC family all over the globe that tune in on Friday nights and or now Thursday night and follow the game. So it is a wide-reaching network of just the BC folks around the country. Jeff Iannone joining us here at the half. Really appreciate you stopping by and joining us. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
We're coming right back here, the Bernard Williams Halftime Report here on WatchBCSports.com.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. We also know that every play needs a plan. And if you're running with the best of them, you need the experience of a company that's been around since 1934. Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance proudly support our players and coaches because we know what it takes to build a winning team that you can count on when the game gets rough. Bernard Williams Insurance and Financial Services. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com. When it comes
back here at the half, BC up 50-0 here on the Bernard Williams halftime report. Kevin Thomas and Stevie Powers here with you, and again, we'll see a running clock in the second half, and certainly a lot of young guys getting some opportunities. But we were chatting there with Jeff Iannone, and I know you said the Powers and Iannones have a special bond. Dads played together. You played with a couple of the sons, and just part of what actually that kind of epitomizes the whole BC experience, I think, between not just you guys, but so many families around the BC community.
Yeah, there's so many families that are intertwined with friendships and family ships that we call it, that are so many people that love and just appreciate each other in the fellowship that we have here. It's a special place, and anybody that's been a part of it or that is a part of it can see that and feel it. So,
well, you did what you wanted to do here in the first half, Stevie. You got up big. You managed to get most of these guys out of there. The starters did play more offensive around Stephen Cannon to give him some opportunity, but defensively took some guys out and said, "Hey, no more.
Yeah.
We're saving it up for the playoffs." Yeah,
no, they did a great job offensively and defensively. I mean, they controlled the line of scrimmage obviously very well. I don't think that Islands is sitting in the positive in total yards right now. They've done a phenomenal job defensively. Offensively, really good job with their rhythm, making the easy catches right and making the easy blocks and just doing all the easy things right to kind of get into that bye week, fix everything up, get ready for the first round of the playoffs. Whole nother season about to start.
And again, the change in attitude and mindset when you get to that, speak to that as a player, difference in tonight, which it matters, it counts. It's a game. You want to finish up 10-0 versus the mindset that probably starts Monday, even in a bye week, preparing for the playoffs, and certainly in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really hard. A disciplined team treats every game the same, and I think that we're as close as you possibly can be to that. This program is, at least. But as a player, you definitely go through the ups and downs. I mean, let's not forget these kids are 14 to 18 years old.
Right.
So it's really hard for them to stay consistent. But they definitely go through those ups and downs. And when you start getting into the playoff, it's a little bit colder outside.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's coming up. When you're playing football on Thanksgiving, you're doing something right. So, it's definitely a different feel that they're about to experience.
I was telling somebody it doesn't quite feel like playoff football yet because I'm still wearing shorts and haven't had the really cold night yet for football, but we're getting there. And again, I know this is a team where the expectation is so high internally. I think this is a team that hasn't shied away from those expectations, but obviously it could slip away within a flash.
Right.
Even in the first round where everybody's like, oh, it's a first round game. If you make the playoffs, you're pretty good, but regardless. So I think that's kind of interesting that, as you said, so high expectations, but keeping it under control is kind of the difficult part, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, for the program, definitely the expectation. I mean, Coach Britt's established that from the day he stepped foot here. But expectations are earned, not given. And they've earned it. The guys that have come before them have earned that, the right for them to feel that way, and they've got to continue to earn that week after week. So they got a long 5 games ahead of them. They just got to take it 1 week at a time and win the week of practice, Monday to Thursday, and then Friday night they'll get the result they want.
And again, the seniors who were honored tonight before the game. I mean, they've won a lot of football, quite literally won a lot of football where you're talking about a run to the state championship game will be the 59th game that these seniors have played at BC, and the game this senior class since they've been at BC, and there's been quite a few of them that have played since they were freshmen, something like 42-7 or something like that since they've been at BC. I mean, that's not a lot of sad Friday nights
No.
when you're looking at it from that perspective.
No, not at all. I mean, again, this is a storied class. They've done a phenomenal job. They, had some really good players that were in front of them when they were freshmen and sophomores, and they did a really good job at understanding what this program's about, what they're supposed to do to continue this tradition of excellence, and now they're continuing that tradition.
We are at the half. BC up big, 50-0. Final game of the regular season for BC, and looking to finish it off at 10-0. And Stevie, I mentioned that as well. A lot of things with this program, people just kind of chalk it up and say, well, it's BC. They're going to, win a bunch of games and win the region. I think this region was vastly underrated from the way people looked at it from the outside. Wayne was very good. Burke was very good. New Hampstead was very good. But 10-0. Last year's team didn't go 10-0. Team before that didn't go 10-0. That's something I think you look at and say, hey, it's hard to go 10-0 even in high school football when you're very, very good.
It's really hard to go 10-0, especially with the schedule that we played. First half of the year, we went on the road a lot and played some really, really good teams. Really big game. We had another really big game against a 5A opponent here in Ware County, who is still a very good football team, as they continue on through their season. And we, come back win there. But just, they've done it is really easy to look and see all the success that we've had over the years. It's easy to just say, oh, well, just another season for BC. They're continuing to win. But if you know football and understand, it really is hard to win week in and week out. And to go 10-0, that's a lot to be said. But Coach Britt will tell you, and I'll tell you, that doesn't mean anything. Go 10-0 is great. You set yourself up for that playoff picture. But when that season of 5 comes around, that's when it's time to go.
2:27 to go here in the half. BC is up 50-0. We're coming right back. We'll have the second half kickoff for you. It'll be a running clock, so listen quick. It should go by pretty fast, as even on possession changes, touchdowns, etc. That clock will keep running. So we're coming right back for the second half here on WatchBCSports.com.
Do you have what it takes to be the next all-star QB? Drop in the bucket. Nothing but net. That's right. Show your swagger. Grab your friends or play yourself at the beach, tailgating, anywhere. Test your skills. Take the challenge and see if you're the next all-star QB. Available in select sporting goods stores and at allstarqb.com. The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports.
Welcome back here at the half. Bernard Williams, Insurance halftime report. Final couple of minutes here at the half before we get started. And again, we'll see a lot of names that maybe you aren't familiar with right now, but you might be more familiar with come next season for the Cadets, as a lot of guys really get their opportunity. Stephen Cannon, a couple of touchdown passes in the first half for BC. He's the heir apparent at the quarterback spot. You'll see a couple of linemen who are going to get a lot of snaps. Was it number 77, Carlton Hall, the sophomore, just got eligible this week after transferring from Jenkins a year ago. And Danny Britt said his 365 days are up. So he's another big body on that defensive front. He's playing right tackle as well, that you now have available for the playoffs as well. Only going to have one game BC under his belt, but another big body available for playoffs, and he'll be a big factor coming up next year. I think you'll look for some guys maybe in there at linebacker. Wilkes Albert going to be graduating, who's another linebacker that can step up in there and make some plays. So a number of things to look for as you kind of pave the road for the future. You still got more football, but obviously with the playoffs, unless you just really lay it on somebody, a lot of these guys aren't going to be seeing a lot of time over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're not. I mean, they're going to be seeing a lot of time with the scout team at practice, which people underestimate. I mean, that over the next 5 weeks, that's extremely important that these guys are getting the reps, and they've worked all year long on giving our starters a look, right? And now they're getting an opportunity to get their time to prepare themselves for next season. Or, hey, if we lose a guy over the next 5 games, it's their turn to step in and get some more. So these guys are getting ready. It's exciting for them. It's exciting for us as fans and as spectators to watch the young guys that we have coming up over the next couple of seasons. It's going to be really, really cool to see.
Absolutely. So, again, you've got quarterback watch going on here with Stephen Cannon, who's going to get the snaps here. Maybe you go a little bit deeper into the roster, who is that number 16, Manning McGinty, who might get a little action if this thing gets much worse. But, again, this is a team now. I think the stage is set, 10-0. It's going to happen with the running clock and a lot of expectations and a very good 4A classification this year. BC's been number 1 most of the year, but I want to say the 4A classification still has 2 or 3 teams besides BC that are still undefeated. That will likely be undefeated going into the playoffs as well. So very tough for a draw here in 2023.
Yeah, it's going to be really good, really awesome. Coming the next 5 to 6 weeks is going to be just an amazing end to a high school football season. That's been awesome. These fans have been great. We've had some really awesome opportunities to watch our guys play in some big games here at Memorial Stadium this year so far, and look forward to more to come.
Absolutely. As we are just about done here, BC should get the ball first to start the second half. And again, I would imagine you'll see maybe not the full playbook, but maybe a little bit more of the offense here in the first series or so, as opposed to later where it might just be run the ball and, get out of here. But we'll see how BC elects to play it here in the second half. Should be, as we mentioned, a running clock the rest of the way. So this one should go by quickly. And BC will then prepare for the playoffs and finish 2023 at 10-0 in the regular season. So a phenomenal effort, as Stevie said a few minutes ago. You could say what you want about 10-0, but the teams that they have played really, really good. Julius Chambers still playing good football up in North Carolina. Ware County is going to be a team that goes deep into playoffs. They're defending state champs themselves from 5A. We'll see what Westminster does down the stretch in their classification. But, again, Wayne County, I truly believe, Stevie, and I said this to Coach Brett, your region could go 4-0 in the first round of the playoffs, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. And you could see a couple of teams even you get down to that Elite Eight, you might still have multiple teams from this region still hanging around. So it's been very, very good.
New Hampstead is a really good football team. I mean, they gave us. They might have been the better team that night, to be honest with you. And we made just a couple more plays at the end of the game to kind of seal the deal when we played them. I mean, they got some athletes. They got some really, really, really good football players, and they coaches that know how to scheme. So that you're right. There's definitely an opportunity for us to go 4-0 as a region, which doesn't happen very often. That says a lot about the athletes and the coaches and the programs in this region, which is awesome, especially in the Savannah area. It's awesome to see.
So here is Castillo to kick it off here for Islands. And BC's got, trying to look at the numbers real quick, mostly the second unit back there for the entire kick unit here. And Island's going to squib it, and flags come out. They had to be offsides, I would imagine. Kind of an interesting idea, and Danny Britt said, hey, most of these teams have absolutely nothing to lose. They'll try whatever. And Islands comes right out of the gate and tries an onside kick, and I think they're going to be offside, so you probably can't do that twice in a row. It was a good idea because I think they actually had a nice little bounce there. They had a chance to grab it.
Yeah, they did.
And they mark them off back to the 35.
Runner, card, and deep for the Cadets.
So trying to see who's back there for BC is going to be number 88. Jamar Brown on one side. Can't see who's here on the near side. Does Highlands dare do it again? Now Castillo, he'll just hang one up to the left, and it's going to hit and bounce out of bounds. And BC will get great field position here to start the second half. Clock is not running for some reason. It should be. And maybe they got, there it goes. So running clock here in the second half. And now you're going to get a lot of the second unit guys, it would appear. Jaden Cheeves along the offensive line. And Carlton Hall, Jackson Getty. Wyatt Easterbrook in at one of the wide receiver spots. Here's the give. Off the left side, that's going to be out to the 45. And that's going to be number 36.
Number 36,
CJ Minzy. So CJ Minzy, a ninth grader. And he might just be one of the next in line to run the football. Ian Harris, number 86, in at wide receiver, a 10th grader. So Cadets getting deep in the roster here. Easterbrook comes in motion. They'll give it to him, and nobody blocked up front for him. He'll get tackled for a loss. And he was hit as soon as he took the football. So that'll bring up third down and 10. And again, this has been one of those things where you put in the second unit on the line and, hey, you still got a block.
Yeah, no, you do. It's your time to shine here. You got a lot. There's a lot to prove here. I mean, these coaches are watching them and grading them and seeing what they have to come up for the next couple of years, and it never stops putting those pieces to the puzzle.
Yep. Blake Maxheimer in at right tackle for the Cadets. Here's the snap to Cannon. He'll roll it. Look, throw up the right side. Has him in. Couldn't get it. And out of bounds. He was looking for Jack Gannum up the right side, and now BC is going to have to punt the football. Again, the clock continues to run, even with the incompletion. Running clock here in the second half. And Connor Ferguson will come along to punt this football. So, again, that's the tough part. There offensively, you want to move it a little bit. And you had one good play and then went backwards. And offensive line, again, talk about the cohesion there. Those guys haven't played a whole lot, and just 5 fresh guys trying to pick up schemes and blitzes and things of that nature.
Yep, definitely a learning curve for those guys. Might need a couple of possessions to get ready for it. That is a beautiful punt.
Nice
Wow.
punt there by Connor Ferguson. Fair caught at the 20-yard line. And he's really done a nice job. And, again, that's one that it goes overlooked because BC doesn't punt a whole lot. But when they've asked him to, he's done a good job. And I know Danny Britt told us, he said it was the beginning of the season, and we were looking for somebody to punt. He's like, I didn't want Luke to have to do it. And so he said, we went to Connor and said, do you want to punt? He goes, sure. So, so it's kind of worked out that he's really stepped in and done a good job, even though it wasn't necessarily maybe even his first choice.
I mean, that looked like a Luke Cromenhawk spiral right there. I mean, that was perfect. 50 yards down the field.
So Cadets with the full second unit. Some of those guys we talked about were in there at the end of the first half. And they're getting lined up. Here's the snap. Looking here to the near side, going to be caught. And making a tackle out there in the open field. A couple of Cadets in the area. Number 51, Colby Brennan. Easterbrook out there as well for BC with the tackle. So I think Marquis Williams really the only one out there that plays or has played a whole lot for BC. Well, Sam Gross has played a lot out there as well. He's along the defensive line. Everybody else really getting a good bit of action here. 7:45 and rolling here in the third. Second down, call it about 2.
Got him.
And they got the sack. Brought down of Bachman. It's number 19. That's Irvin Jobs, the senior, getting a sack. So got to feel good for that young man. Final
Absolutely.
regular season home game. Hadn't played a whole lot. Gets him a sack.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's one you'll talk about. Hey, I got a sack. Can't take it away.
That's right. Yeah. On senior night.
That's right. Third down and 7 now for Islands. Again, something that we haven't talked about. It'll be interesting to see if the second unit can do it. I think Islands is without a first down in this game. So see if the Cadets can hold that in check. Here's Bachman on third down. He'll go up the right side and intercepted by number 87. That is Wyatt Easterbrook. And he jumped way up there and brought it down.
That's awesome.
And you can see how much it means to the team here near side. And it's a blowout. And, the game is well in hand. But you see guys greeting the guys that make big plays, coming to the sideline and really feeling good for their teammates out there making plays.
Yeah, these are the nights that are special. A lot of guys, man. So many of these kids, they don't get an opportunity to play at the varsity level, but they put in so much work for 4 straight years, and it gets to finally pay off in one night. So this is awesome.
So the Cadets, let's see, we've got number 47. That's Rasheen Jackson, a 9th grader in at running back, next to Stephen Cannon in at quarterback. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Jackson. Jackson will step up in there. He'll go inside the 45, push ahead to the 43, give him a gain of about 4 on first down.
Number 47 for the Cadets on the carry. Rasheen Jackson.
So clock continues to roll. And this is where you said, Stevie, as well, you'd like to see these guys pick up a first down or so just to move the football a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. Get them in a rhythm. Let those guys get some.
So here's the snap. Cannon was looking to Jack Gannum, and it went through his hands. Almost intercepted here on the near side.
Jack Gannum is one of our looking for a really good year out of him in baseball as well. Really good baseball player.
Clock continues to run, as we said. Third down and 6 here for BC. And who do we have coming in? Late substitution. Looks like it's going to be Bennett Conaway, 10th grader for BC. He'll come in at tight end. And here's where you see some of the inexperience. Everybody trying to get lined up in the right spot. And they'll go under center. Out of the I formation, they'll run the toss sweep here to the near side. And this is Gannum inside the 40 to the 38. He's going to be just short of the first down. And let's see if the Cadets decide to go for this, needing just a yard. And it looks like they are. Robert Leonard going to come in and play wide receiver. Let's see if they sneak Stephen Cannon ahead, or what. They're in the flex look here. A couple of A-backs. Cannon will go under center. He'll take the snap. Look here near side. Nobody went out to cover Leonard. He's at the 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. They snuck him on late. And I don't think anybody ever saw him standing out there. And that's about as easy a throw as Stephen Cannon will make. Third touchdown pass of the night for Stephen Cannon.
Yeah, that's awesome for him. I'm super happy for him and for some of these guys, man, especially for Robert Leonard right there. I know Robert pretty well, actually, and just such a good kid. Happy for him.
So the junior finds the end zone. And it's BC 56-0. Clock continues to run here as we are almost to the fourth quarter. And here is Ferguson for the point after. It is up and through. 57-0. BC leads it. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
At Walker Jones, new 2024 Chevy trucks are arriving daily, and the 23s must go, like this beautiful iridescent white pearl tri-coat Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country. Price to move. And Walker Jones is the home of the lifetime warranty at no extra cost to you. Chevy, find new roads. Walker Jones Chevrolet, Memorial Drive in Waycross, and online at WalkerJonesChevy.com.
Get the best deal from Walker Jones.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, 57-0. Again, we burned up about 45 seconds since we last talked to you here. So Connor Ferguson will kick it off again. He's been a busy fella tonight.
Very busy.
And he will kick it off from right to left for the Cadets here. BC didn't have enough guys on the field, and they're still trying to get lined up. And now Ferguson ready to go. He'll drive one up the left side. It will come down at the 1, and the Sharks will bring it out at the 10, out to the 15, and brought down. Nice open field tackle. Who was it that grabbed him there by the ankles? That was Easterbrook again. So you get a pick. Nice open field tackle on the kick return. So Wyatt Easterbrook, a 10th grader who I think is probably going to see some playing time in that secondary come next year, has had himself a good night.
Yes, he has. He's done a phenomenal job tonight.
So clock continues to roll here in the third as we just go under a minute. So here's Bachman for Islands in a shotgun. Looking here to the near side, it's going to be caught, makes a man miss, and out towards the 20 and then hit 3 or 4 times. That's going to be Carson Curtis, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. I believe it was Caden Johnson with the tackle. Number 38, Stanley Smart in there for BC. The action here tonight. 8 seconds to go here in the third. Here's the snap to Bachman. Bachman, all kinds of guys in his face. Gets the screen pass out at the 21-yard line. A gain of 2 to end the third quarter. And taking a punt was the wide receiver there, Devin DeLeon. And we'll go to the fourth. BC leading at 57-0 here on WatchBCSports.com.
Do you have what it takes to be the next all-star QB? Drop in the bucket. Nothing but net. That's right. Show your swagger. Grab your friends or play yourself at the beach, tailgating, anywhere. Test your skills. Take the challenge and see if you're the next all-star QB. Available in select sporting goods stores and at allstarqb.com.
Back here to Memorial Stadium as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Clock will start on the first snap, and then it'll be 12 quick minutes to the end of this one. And the Cadets will find themselves 10-0 here in 2023. Kevin Thomas alongside me, Stevie Powers here. And again, a couple of things still in play. It's 3rd down for Islands. They've not got a first down yet, and you have the shutout. So one of those things where regardless, hey, you got your second unit in there or not, you'd like to preserve those things if you could.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, let the guys keep playing. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a blowout, but I think the coaches on the other side understand, like, hey, they're not playing. You know, Luke's not out there.
Right.
Our starters aren't out there. You know, these are guys that are younger that don't get a lot of action. So, you know, let them play. Let them, you know, forget the scoreboard. Just go out there and play.
So Island's running on a player late, and now they got to call timeout. And we'll see, does the clock continue? Nope, they stop it for the timeout. I think Islands didn't have the right number of players out there. They ran a guy on late. So again, a number of young guys out here for the Cadets on defense. And that's got to make Coach Danny Britt happy to get a number of guys in there. Probably by the time this one's done, if you dressed, you're getting in there for a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So 3rd down and 2. As Bachman in a shotgun, trips here to the near side. Bachman looking near side. It's going to be in and out of the hands. And
how many of those have we seen tonight?
A whole bunch.
Man.
And if he comes up with that, they probably get their first down of the night. As it is, it's 4th down. And Castillo going to come out again and kick the football again for Islands. Wyatt Easterbrook going to come back, and he'll get a chance to field a punt here. Number 44, Jaden Houston, in at, looks like a linebacker spot. Looks like BC's expecting a fake, playing a little defense here. Easterbrook just back, and here's the punt. Nice hanging punt is going to hit and take an Islands roll at the 45. Still rolling, and it will be touched up at the 39-yard line of BC, and that's where they will take over for down and 10. And it looks like Stephen Cannon's night might be done at quarterback. He's got 3 touchdown passes in his action tonight, and I think BC is going to go deep into the roster. It's going to be Manning McGinty. And McGinty is a name around BC circles that's been around a few times.
Yeah, no, Miles is actually one of my best friends. Miles and I went to high school together. He was a year older than me. Played quarterback for a short stint as well, but look forward to watching Manning here.
So Manning McGinty under center, and he'll turn around and run the toss. Maybe a little confusing, but he gets it off. And out near 1st down, a flag comes in late. And I think maybe a little confusion on the snap as to kind of which direction they were going. And this one's going to come back, blocking the back against BC. Manning McGinty, also in 10th grade. So you got the full second unit out there and more for BC. Connor Burnett in there on the offensive line, junior. So 1st down, McGinty will go back in a shotgun. Clock continues to roll at 8:50. Here's McGinty. Inside give, and nicely read by the Sharks out towards the 30. Let's see who got the carry that time for the Cadets. Trying to see. It was 47. Rasheen Jackson, 9th grader. So the Cadets going deep into the roster here as they look ahead to 2 weeks from tonight, or 2 weeks from tomorrow night, as the first round of the playoffs will be upon us. Here's a pass from McGinty. It's caught and going to be out towards the 35, a little short of the 35, caught by Jack Gannum. So all the completed pass here in this one. So 3rd and 15 here for the BC offense. Manning McGinty out of a shotgun. He's got 4 wides. He'll motion a back across the formation. Now an inside give to Rasheen Jackson. And he'll lose a couple of yards. And it'll bring up 4th down, and the Cadets will have to punt the football. Connor Ferguson will catch football away. Looks like you've got Turner Walker. He is a 9th grader long snapper. in there, so you're getting deep into the into the roster here. And Connor Ferguson back at it. Clock down to 6:50 to go here in this one. And he hangs one up there that will come down and take a BC roll inside of the 30, 25. Another nice roll down towards the 20. Touched up, though, at the 21, and that's where Islands will take over as the clock continues to dwindle down. And that much closer to putting that 10th dub in the column tonight. Chase Wilson in there at defensive tackle, a junior for the Cadets. We'll try to get you everybody that we can. Number 43, Reed Brennan, a 10th grader in there at linebacker. And number 41, Connor Rawlings. So you got two sophomore linebackers in there for the Cadets. And here's Bachman. Looking here near side and just a little too strong, incomplete. Had some pressure in his face.
I still think they're yet to complete a first down, so maybe we can hold them to that. Not only are we going to shut them out, but we're going to go no first downs as well, which is amazing. 2nd and
10. And again, that's one of those things that no matter who you're playing, if you're able to do that, solid night defensively.
Yeah, but I mean it's a pride thing and a standard as a defense, right? Like no matter who's in there, it doesn't matter if it's lowest man on the totem pole or our starting 11. You know, you're going to hold them to the same standard, and they're doing that tonight.
So defensively, Cadets trying to keep him. Ty McCurry in there at one of the defensive end spots. And caught underneath and nice open field tackle out there for loss. Reed Brennan. So nice open field tackle there. If Brennan doesn't bring him down, he's got some room to run. Clock continues to roll. It's 3rd and 10. And Danny Britt would love to get the Sharks off the field with the rolling clock. They probably won't have to give the ball back. So 3rd and 10. Here's Bachman. Straight drop, looking, got some time, throws underneath, hit immediately. That's Reed Brennan with the hit again, bringing the lumber, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and Islands will have to punt the football.
Reed Brennan with a couple really good plays right there. Physical, too.
So Robert Leonard back on the kick return for BC. He's got a touchdown reception tonight.
Yes, he does. Uncovered.
It's easy to forget about him out there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they just never lined up on him, and he's just like, hey, throw it over here.
So here's the snap. Castillo, a line driver of a punt, going to be caught by Leonard. A dangerous catch, but makes the over-the-shoulder grab back at the Cadet 46-yard line. And with 3:25 and rolling, I would imagine Danny Britt goal first and most, not have to punt the ball back, and let's go ahead and run this out here with 2 or 3 plays and call it a night.
I think that's probably going to be the game plan.
And now I think Coach Britt trying to make sure everybody he wants to get in the ball game gets in there. John Best, a senior, is going to come in the ball game. They may be trying to get some of these seniors a carry or get them the ball. So John Best comes in at wide receiver. Again, 3rd string quarterback is Manning McGinty. And John Best will come in at wide receiver on the far side. Now what do we have? False start against BC. And all that does is burn up about 40 more seconds.
Yeah.
Again, let's see if they try to get Best of all, even if you just throw a little bubble screen or something out there.
Something. I would assume that's probably what their goal is here.
They were really talking to him on the sideline, so let's see if they throw him one. And Here's the snap to McGinty. No, they're going to give it off here to the near side. Cutting up, 45-50, and into Islands territory goes number 38. That is Stanley Smart, a 9th grader. So seen a number of...
That's a big 9th grader. Man, we got some guys that we get to look forward to, man. Holy cow.
So McGinty out of a shotgun. Put a man in motion. They'll give it back inside. I believe that's going to be Jackson. And he gets down to the Islands 46-yard line. A minute 20 and rolling. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 5.
Number 4 Patton on the top for the Sharks. It'll be 3rd and 5.
So trips to the top. As McGinty waits for everybody to get set. Now he'll take the snap. McGinty looking. They throw it underneath and incomplete. And what do we have? A flag comes out. And by the time they figure that out, that might be the ball game.
I'll tell you, McGinty has a really good ball too. Yeah. I mean, we got 3 quarterbacks that can probably be the starter for some of these other teams in our region and around the area.
They call offensive pass interference against BC, and now it looks like Danny Britt, I think, ready to line this up and call it a regular season here for BC and get ready for the playoffs. I don't think he's going to run another play. Yeah, 17 seconds. Cadets starting to line it up. Danny Britt is out on the field. They'll officially mark it off. And that's going to do it. 57-0. Cadets win it 57-0 over the Island Sharks. Cadets finish at 10-0 on the season. The Sharks see a tough season come to an end, 0-10. Region champs, we knew that last week for BC, and now you begin the next season of things here for the Cadets.
Now it becomes the fun season. This has been a phenomenal regular season for these guys. What a great way to cap off their last regular season night for these seniors. Got an opportunity for a lot of these guys that aren't necessarily every week starters for us. Got some really a lot of playing time tonight, which is awesome for them and their families. But, yeah, now it gets to real business. You got 5 games left on the schedule. Take it week by week and see how far we can get.
And it seems like everything that Coach Britt talked about before the game today, they were able to do. Look efficient, be smooth. Offensively with the starters, they were. Defensively, they were dominating, as you would hope they would be. Luke looked good throwing the football and some really tight throws in there as well. And you win comfortably. You're able, as you said, play a bunch of guys.
It looked like an inexperienced team. I think, especially for the games that I've been with you been up here to call, this is the first time that we saw us take care of business against a team we should have taken care of business of. There's been some other opportunities, whether it be early in the season on the road or even some of these games at home, where probably some lesser opponents that we should have taken care of earlier, maybe seen some of these backups a little bit earlier. But tonight we did a really, really good job. Start seeing some guys coming in, some second and third string guys in the second quarter, which is awesome for them to get experience. They did a phenomenal job. Looked like a very disciplined team tonight.
And again, the defense preserves the shutout. Defense preserves no first downs tonight, even with the backups. And I think shutouts are hard. No first downs is really hard, especially with the amount of time that the backups play tonight. So a dominating defensive effort tonight on this one, and we'll have the Coach's Corner postgame show. We'll hear from Danny Britt and more. We're coming right back on WatchBCSports.com.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. We also know that every play needs a plan. And if you're running with the best of them, you need the experience of a company that's been around since 1934. Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance proudly support our players and coaches because we know what it takes to build a winning team that you can count on when the game gets rough. Vernon Williams Insurance and Financial Services. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Stevie, you look at this team, Luke, look good. You kind of checked all the boxes tonight. You're seeing Matthews, Ack Edwards, LaDon Bryant, all those guys got touchdowns tonight and were able to, kind of, they've had some big games, but hey, senior night, hey, I got that touchdown. DeBerry Green got himself a touchdown. And again, Stephen Cannon comes in, 3 touchdown passes. So tonight for a lot of these guys, you kind of checked all the boxes for, wanted to get that done, get that done. They were able to do it.
No, they did. They did a phenomenal job, and we got to see a lot of young faces, which I think is, yes, it's great to see those seniors get in there and get their touches and get their touchdowns and all that stuff, but it's great to see them get off the field as well and not get hurt or, any dumb things happen before we get into this playoff stretch. So a lot of young faces, a lot of good things to look forward to for this program.
Playoff run starts in a couple of weeks. Again, we said folks speculating maybe it's Westside Macon out of Region 2, who this region is matched up with. Talk about mindset now for this team. Expectations were this was going to happen. Like we're going to be number 1 seed, and that's when the run begins. Talk about now the mindset of this football team heading into the off week, and then of course the week after.
Yeah, well, the flip switches now. I mean, it's a whole nother season, so it's now it's win or go home. There's a lot. You don't have another week to look forward to if you lose. So. These seniors, especially these guys, they want to go out on a good note. They want to go out with 3 in a row. So they know what it feels like. We've had a lot of football players on this team that have played a lot of football that understand what these next 5 to 6 weeks are going to look like. So that's really a good feeling going into that.
As a quarterback, you've been in Luke's shoes. What's the mindset as the starting quarterback? You said kind of the voice of the team, the leader of the team. What's the mindset? Does it change, or is it like it's just still the next game, right? But does it change now that you're in the playoffs?
Well, BC football is special, and I know it's special to Luke. It's special to me, and it's tough when you go in knowing, like, hey, man, this could be the last time I ever wear this uniform. He obviously has an opportunity to go play at Florida State and put on maroon again, or whatever you want to call that color.
Garnet.
Yeah, sure. But, yeah, no, so he still has an opportunity to go play. But, yeah, I think the mindset definitely, you kind of pick it up a notch. The leadership comes, you're a little bit more vocal. You're trying to get your guys hyped up. I mean, now it's win or go home, and you got to get up for every single game.
I will say that I talked to Luke a few weeks back when they had the off week, and I said, look, you're the 5-star quarterback, and everybody talks about Florida State and all that. And he said, look, my focus, and I thought it was very mature. He said, my focus is BC football. That's what I care about right now. It's like we want to play. We want to go undefeated. We want to win a state championship. And obviously that's been it for all the folks tell him about, oh, man, you would fit great in Florida State, and you're looking forward to that. He's like, look, it's BC football right now. And I thought that was a very mature answer for a young man that obviously has a lot of people looking at what lies ahead for him.
Talk about a mature guy in a day and age where it's very easy to be immature with NIL and transfer portals and all that kind of other stuff. Luke has handled this entire recruitment process, in my opinion, very, very well. And he's stuck through with Florida State 120% the whole time. He hasn't ever geared away from that. And his focus is truly on this team and on this coaches and on going 15-0. And I think anybody can appreciate that.
Absolutely. And again, he is a guy that I think Danny Britta said, look, going to the postseason, if we need Luke to play on defense, we'll do it. And I think there's a lot of times, and you mentioned today's day and age, you're a 5-star recruit, you're going to a Power 5 university. Coach says, we want you to go play safety. We want you to knock heads. Might be some reluctance to do that, but Luke is, hey, if that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, he's willing to do whatever it takes for this team to win. And we talked about it earlier in this game. He's the more physical side of a quarterback than what you're used to seeing nowadays. He's very tough. He's a tough physical kid, and he really cares about this program and the future of this program. And that says a lot about it. He wears it on his chest, and you can see that every day.
Coach's Corner post-game show here. Don't forget, Coach's Corner is, Georgia-Florida week going on this week. Coach's Corner, a great place to go there on Victory Drive in Thunderbolt, and, of course, all of college football. They will have all the action covered for you there at Coach's Corner on Victory Drive in Thunderbolt this weekend. And no better place to be. And again, no better place to be than 10-0. We'll look to chat with Danny Britt coming up in just a little bit. We'll come back and we'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. Plenty to choose from here on a winning night, 57-0 for BC. And they finished regular season 10-0. We're coming right back here, Coach's Corner post-game show on WatchBCSports.com.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Not giving up a first down is pretty good.
Welcome back here to the Coach's Corner postgame show here. We are awaiting the head coach, Danny Britt, making his way up here. But first, our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. You could hand it to the entire defensive line. They did great once again. We're going to hand it, though, to a guy who made his first really significant action of the season and is certainly going to be the quarterback of the future. Steve Cannon, 3 touchdown passes tonight for BC. And again, we could have given it to about 17 guys, quite honestly. But he, the Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. And Stevie, from your standpoint, real quick, before we talk to Coach Britt, what did you see from that young man? Certainly the nerves are going in his first possession, but after that, kind of settled in.
No, Steven did a great job. And I think we have a lot to look forward to with him at QB. And he's a young player with a little bit of nerves probably, but he did a great job handling it, getting the ball out quick, and he's going to be a really, really good football player. So,
and he's our player of the game here tonight, brought to you by Cool Vibes Pizza. Stevie hands the headset here to Coach Danny Britt as he joins us post game. And Coach, we've talked to him. They said, hey, we're here, and kind of play sloppy and let Islands hang around. You guys came out and scored first 3 possessions. It was 21-0. You guys were able to play a lot of guys tonight, get a lot of things on tape. Kind of your thought. I mean, I don't know if there's probably you'll find something to get on about 57-0, but what did you see there on the sideline?
Yeah, I just told the guys I was very proud of them. We came out and did what we should do and really took care of business. And the starters, we were able to pull them out, and then they celebrated the other guys like the other guys do all year. Completely number 2, everything, special team, all special teams and everything. We didn't use Colby as a punter, Brennan getting the number 2 punter in, but that was just by mistake because I had to throw Fergie out there last minute. And then I pulled him right back off the field. Said, don't even run down the field. Just get off the field. But got a bunch of guys in 2s and 3s and, got 3 quarterbacks in. Of course, Cannon, we were able to, show a little bit what he can do. And so very proud of him.
3 touchdowns tonight for that young man, Coach, and for somebody who's heard a lot about Stephen Cannon, and he just hadn't. You said, hey, some of that's on us because we haven't put some of the games the way we should have. He comes in, maybe looked a little nervous in that first possession, but after that, 3 touchdown passes and really looked like he was running the unit out there for you guys offensively.
He does. Every week he's running it in situations where we leave all the starters and have him come in and get reps. And, so he definitely can. He's got the skills and ability to do it. Really don't have to change, if Luke's out and he's in. So, that was very important to get that out there and get a little confidence in him and get some time there.
And a lot of guys we noticed late in the game, and again, this has been the case for you guys seemingly. You see a guy come in a game like this, and you say, oh, by the way, he's a 9th grader. We might see them some more in the years to come, and you guys had a couple of 9th graders in there at the end running the football and doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely. We got some guys that have playing special teams all year for us, and I think you're talking about Stanley Smart and C.J. Menzie, Rasheem Jackson were carrying the ball there at the end. They played special teams for us this year. It was good to get them a little reps in there, and they've had some 9th grade games where they've been able to show what they can do. And the future's bright there. I think we got almost everybody in. There may have been a couple of freshmen that dressed that didn't get in, but I mean we were rolling them as good as we could.
And that being said, we were talking with Stevie after the game. You played a lot of people, so you get a shutout sometimes when you play as many young guys that don't play as much as you do. That's impressive. But you didn't allow a first down tonight defensively, and there were a couple plays there at the end where you had 9th and 10th graders, first varsity action, open field tackling, something that was still in play.
Yeah, that was very good, and no, we weren't even talking about that. Although that's good, but yeah. That we can roll everybody, and they were making plays, and some freshmen and sophomores were out there making plays at the end, and that's good, and they've certainly earned it. Those guys worked hard. A lot of those guys are serving on scout team every day, so I'm glad they got to get out there and have a little fun.
Coach, one guy had an interception, Easterbrook, who's played a little bit here and there as the season has gotten on, and talk about that young man, got an interception tonight and made a couple of plays as well for you.
Yeah, Wyatt is a very athletic kid and will be a very good football player for us. Has played on special teams all year, and Letterman that letter without any question there, and actually started a game for us last week. Started the region championship game, and I think maybe still learning a little bit. Lights were a little bright last week, but he can really make plays. I'm excited about him, and you see how athletic he is.
Coach, you mentioned the family and team aspect that you have built here at BC, and hey, celebrate the guys that are getting there who have celebrated you all year long. And I thought that was shown a couple of times. DeBerry Green ran about 800 yards to get his touchdown, but he comes off the field and virtually everybody that plays offense for you was over there, slapping him on the helmet. And, Easterbrook gets the interception. You see a number of guys swarm him when he comes off the field. And that's obviously got to be a special feeling to know that, hey, it's one thing to tell your guys to do it. It's another thing when it truly seems like they were happy for the
They really were truly enjoying them. I didn't realize that DeBerry hadn't scored all year. I mean, he's run the ball in some very big-time situations and have very good runs, but hasn't gotten in the end zone. So I knew that right before, and we were like, okay, we need to get him in the end zone. I didn't know it would be, one play where, he ran 100 yards to get 40 or whatever. But, they were excited. They were excited. Robert Leonard, we put him back to catch the punt, and then, of course, he ended up with a touchdown. They were very excited for him because he's worked hard and done a lot of things for us that maybe are little unsung hero type deals. And so everybody's really excited when that happens. They see it. They see it every day. And Sponge Jobs, a senior who's had injuries over and over and over again. And then he got a sack and they were very excited for him. So we're very glad for those guys that were able to get in and make some things happen and have a little fun.
Coach, a couple other things before we step aside. We talked earlier about it. I asked Stevie about it. I said, people see the expectations you've put on the program and what the program has produced. 10-0 is still hard to do, especially when you look, hey, Ware County's going to be a state contender. Julius Chambers in North Carolina played good football after y'all played. Wayne is good. Burke County is good. Y'all played some very, very good football teams. 10-0, you don't just chalk that up and say 10-0 in the regular season.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think the kids somewhat understand, and we keep pushing it. And we won a region championship and 10-0 undefeated. That's really, really hard to do. We've run a gauntlet. I mean, we played some really good teams and beat some really good teams. And Westminster is a good football team. They're talking about them making a run in the playoffs. So we got some good players. I mean, we've played some good games, and we're very proud of what we've done. And I'm going to keep talking to them about it. I think they do understand it now.
Get a week off. I guess playoff prep begins now for you, or Monday for you guys, entering that mindset. I'm sure coaches change mindset. Do you see a change in mindset from the 20 kids that were seniors honored tonight, now that it's hey, you can talk all you want about what's 5 games from now, but if you don't play now, we're done after one. You kind of see that finality, but do you see a change in attitude for your team now that it's regular season done, playoff time?
I don't. I hope not. In some ways, I mean, I feel like we do the same thing. We may break down a few more games, so the numbers may be a little bigger in what we're doing. But we're going to run our scout report exactly the same. We're going to practice exactly the same. Now, what it is we're next week we're going to pour a little bit into the younger guys, and then we're going to cut the guys loose that aren't on the scout team or the 2 deep or special teams, whatever. So that will change where, we're just constantly working on the older guys only. So that there is more focus on, instead of just the whole program, on winning now. So I guess, yes, there is. And yeah, I mean, it starts to get cooler, start getting excited. You get the playoffs, like you said, teams, it'll start turning up a little bit here. We'll take a long weekend, which is good, and kind of relax a little bit, and then we work on us next week, and then round 1 come back and get after it.
I was going to say, with some of the key guys that haven't been able to play or didn't play tonight, do you feel like in 2 weeks they'll be back ready to go?
Right now, I feel very strongly that we'll have everybody, as long as good Lord bless us and nothing happens over the next week, that we'll be full strength first round.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here. Big win for BC, 57-0. They go 10-0. Coach, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here. Post-game show. We will see you come playoff time here on WatchBCSports.com. This has been the Coach's Corner post-game show, and we will see you next time. Have a great evening. BC 10-0 and headed to the playoffs.